So then I went on a treasure hunt. So let me show you some things I found, and I rolled out a slab of clay so I could kind of show you some marks they made today. I'm going to zoom in here, show you what I found on my treasure hunt. Now, you got to understand what I find in my house is going to be different than what you find in your house because we don't have the same stuff. Some of it might be things you could find, but it's more about you walking around and exploring and seeing, you know, what you can come up with. So one of the things that, you know, I wanted just the shapes, right? So I was thinking about, like, this is a fork, a plastic fork, and I was thinking about how the end of that plastic fork is kind of a rectangle. So I could use this as a stamp. Let me zoom in even a little bit closer. And I could create a pattern with that. Now again, I let this slab sit out because I wanted it to not be sticky. If it is too sticky, it's not going to make a clean mark. So this is almost, I would almost like this to be even a little bit stiffer. So that's one thing you could do. You could also use this end of the fork, and you could use it to make dots. Or you could use it as like an incising tool to make some marks like that. I found, this is called an Allen wrench, and it has sort of this cool octagon shape on it. So I found an Allen wrench to make little squares like this. This was one of my favorites. This comes in anything you buy from IKEA or Target in terms of furniture. There's like free ones that they send to you, and they make a pretty neat little shape. Guess that's not an octagon, that's probably a hexagon. Is that 1, 2, 3? Yeah, hexagon. Sorry, there goes my math skills again. Failing at geometry. Okay, then I found this straw. This was just like a plastic straw from a sippy cup, and I used it for this. Another thing I used to make a circle was the actual loop tool or paper clip. And on the curved side, if you just kind of put it in the clay and turn it in a circle, you get a carved mark, like a dent. I used the paper clip / pin tool, loop tool, to carve the neck of the deer, and I just made like a fluted, what I would call a fluted design like this. It was a little more subtle in the neck, but that's what I used for this mark right here. I found jewelry, costume jewelry that I didn't care about too much. You can stamp those into clay. Don't steal anybody else's jewelry in your house, and ask them for it first, and then clean it when you're done. So I could make a stamp in the clay with something like that. I had a few like rings that I thought I could roll into the clay. Use as like a stamp roller. I don't know if you can see that one too well. Made a pattern like that. What else did I find? I found earrings that I could make a square. So there's a lot of things in your house that can make really nice, clean, geometric marks. This was just like a pop top. I thought I could use it to make even just lines, because when I stamped the lines versus incised the lines, I didn't get those little nards of clay, like those little marks that I do when I use the pencil, the sharp edges. It's a little bit different. And then, what else? So there's just a bunch of jewelry tools, utensils in the kitchen. Those were like my main things. And then I just got lucky and I got the jackpot. So if you have somebody in your family who is like super into tools, my husband is into, I don't know why he even has so many tools. He needs to fix more stuff with the amount of tools he's got. So he found, look at this, check this out. He saw me searching around because I was looking for a chopstick, because I was thinking, oh, the end of a chopstick could make a nice square. But he's like, oh, I've got just the thing. And he had this set of screwdrivers, and they had all these different heads on the screwdrivers for all the kinds of different screws. So there was like sunshine shapes. star shapes. And I just went to town with these things. I got to clean them off before I give them back to him. But I found all kinds of things like that. That's how I made these marks down the back of his spine, and then I incised these lines.